All right, what's going on, guys? Today, I'm gonna take you through the only at-home workout that you really need to make the best possible gains right from the comfort of your own home. You don't need any equipment, so anyone can take part. And without any further ado, let's get started. Up first, we're gonna start with some bicep curls. And because we don't have any dumbbells, we're gonna make use of gallon milk jugs. Now, most people I've seen doing these on Instagram have been making the beginner's mistake of just using one jug per hand, but you're definitely gonna find it much more effective to use at least 2 or 3 jugs per hand, really whatever you can hold on to maximize the amount of weight on the biceps. And if you really wanna take these to the next level, you can unscrew the cap of one of the jugs and take sips in between curls. According to reputable online sources, sip curls are one of the most efficient exercises for repairing biceps muscle damage precisely as it happens, with instant amino acid supply coming from the milk. Now, you also don't want to make the common mistake of unscrewing all 3 jug caps, which will admittedly allow for quicker consumption of amino acids and faster muscle repair, but can be sort of uncomfortable for some lifters. Okay, up next, we're going to do some suitcase rows for the back. Now, some people I've seen doing these have been filling up the suitcase with clothes and then just do more or less regular rows with good form, but this simply isn't going to overload the back well enough. So I prefer to fill up the suitcase with bricks, rocks, really anything you've got kicking around that resembles what you want your muscles to look like. If you fill up your suitcase with soft clothes, you're gonna build a soft physique. If you fill up your suitcase with hard rocks, you're gonna build a rock-hard physique. And again, pretty standard rows here, but feel free to pull with your arms a little more than usual to help hit the biceps, since your back itself has already gotten a good amount of stimulation from loading all the rocks in. Now, I've also seen a lot of people doing legs from home, and honestly, I think this is an area where a lot of people make the most mistakes. However, it is a bit more complex, so we're gonna come back to the legs here in a minute. Okay, so up next, we're gonna do something a little bit different. One thing I haven't seen many people doing is utilizing their bathtub. So what we're gonna do next is turn on the faucet and do curls against the water's resistance. And according to several studies, hydrotension or hydratension, the pronunciation can depend on the specific make of bathtub, is a very simple and effective way to challenge the muscle, and it creates a very smooth, feel-good contraction with a very natural resistance curve. I mean, the water literally is coming from nature. Now, one of the most common mistakes that I see here, other than keeping the form too strict, is just going too light. So some trainees just won't turn the tap on far enough, so the water pressure is just way too low. And another common mistake is using warm water. You do want to use cold water so it'll shock the muscle better, and then it can double as a sort of cold shower as well, depending on how wet you get. Now, you could also do some leg extensions and leg curls against the resistance of the water, but a lot of trainees do find this to be a bit awkward, so we're gonna come back to that in a minute. So after the tub faucet curls, we're gonna do some overhead press using the shower attachment. So pretty standard overhead press here. You wanna use an open palm to press against the water coming from the shower head. And if you wanna make these a little more challenging, you can use a dinner plate to help create a larger surface area for the hydrotension to work against. And if you did get hit with a few splashes of water, you can try eating some tilapia, and that should dry you out pretty quickly. All right, up next, we're gonna look at some ways to isolate the traps. Now, obviously, we won't be doing the traditional barbell rack pull at home, so we're gonna make do with rack pulls instead using a rack of ribs. So as the name implies, you literally just pull a rack of ribs apart, and you should see similar results as with the traditional barbell rack pull. All right, so after killing our traps with those, we're gonna need to take our stack of toilet paper rolls, which should be hoarded in a quarantine situation anyway. If you're not stacking toilet pee, you're gonna be a weak trainee. So you wanna take your stack of Charmin and use the toilet paper rolls as makeshift plates that you can put on the ends of a broomstick and perform toilet paper cleans. A lot of people don't realize this, but this is actually where the name clean comes from. It's a reference to the toilet paper. All right, so all we've got left to do is now hit some legs, and I do want to get to that, but first I just want to take a quick breather to talk about the importance of diet during a pandemic. So in general, a dirty bulking approach will be the best approach, not only for muscle growth, but also for immunity and overall health. And that's because the more mass you have, the harder it's going to be for the virus to get into your lungs, with the extra mass essentially crushing the virus in its path. Now, another important thing to consider is boosting your immune system. So you guys know I'm a big fan of wiener smoothies. So if you take a pack of wieners, you can blend them up into a very nutrient-dense shake to help really beef up your immune system. Pardon the pun. And I was gonna cover all the leg stuff I had planned, but I think I'm gonna save that for the next workout. We do need to be really careful not to overtrain, especially at this time when it's most important to emphasize recovery. Make sure you give me a follow over on Instagram at BroJeffOfficial. Leave me a thumbs up, and I guess I'll see you guys all here next April Fools. I can pass it to you?
Okay,
sure.
Perfect. Yeah, there you go.
Let's go this way so that.
Oh, sure.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're all right.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Actually didn't waste that. Cut, so stay right there. It will like literally won't even be the same.
Yeah, put like some juice in it or something.
Alright, so cheers. Yeah, that's good. It's actually hard. Holy